I spent over 10 hours live reviewing the most interesting and or most powerful cards each color got in the year of 2024. The goal of this stream was to figure out what new designs, effects, and added redundancy each color got for the Commander format, and in so doing, we will be able to better analyze the state of each color and whether or not the color needed help, needed its efficiency reduced somehow, or was perfectly balanced in the current Commander format. This project took a lot of research and a lot of time, so I really appreciate it if after you're done watching the video, you went ahead and hit the like button for me. It would help me out a lot. With that out of the way, hope you enjoyed the video. Moving on to, our favorite color, chat. Holy f***, there's so many cards, dude. There's so many cards for green. Put in reverse. I'm going back to mild inconveniences at Karlov Manor. Archdruid's Charm. Oh my god. Oh my god. 3 green mana, chat. Instant. Choose one. Search your library for a creature or land card and reveal it. Put it onto the battlefield tapped if it's a land card, because of course. Otherwise, put it into your hand. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. It deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. Or exile target artifact or enchantment. I mean, it's a good card. Uncommon, cap. That's so cap. This is a rare. Misinformation in my YouTube chat. I can't believe this. Moving on, chat. We have, oh boy, Analyze the Pollen. 1 green mana for a sorcery. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you may collect evidence 8, meaning you exile cards with total mana value 8 or greater from your graveyard. Search your library for a basic land card. If evidence was collected, search your library for a creature or land card. Instead, reveal that card. Put it into your hand. Then shuffle. 50 cents, by the way, chat. 50 cents for this creature or land tutor. But hold on. You got exile one of your fat creatures from your graveyard. You know, you got exile your Colony Hydra from your graveyard. Oh, what a cost. Green Death too strong. I don't know, chat. We'll see what happens. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Your Galta, yeah. Exile your 2-mana Galta to go and tutor for your best creature or land and put it into your hand. Not on top of your library. No. In your hand. The card is 50 cents, dude. How? Bro, I'm gonna crash out so hard during green, dude. Oh no. If you collect evidence, you can grab any land, not just basic. And the worst case scenario, if you can't collect evidence, is you just go and get a basic land drop, which is still fine. I'm gonna crash out so hard over green, dude. I can already tell. And I play green too, by the way. I'm not like a green hater. I actually can't get away from green. I keep playing green even when I try not to, chat. That's the issue. I keep playing green even when I try not to. So please don't think I'm this like hardcore blue control player who just despises green because like I hate when things can't get countered. Oh no, I played a lot. Audience with Trostani. 3 mana sorcery. Create a 0/1 green plant creature token. Okay. Then draw cards equal to a number of differently named creature tokens you control. Honestly, dude, this one kind of like doesn't bother me that much. Great in like Kimball, I guess, if you know, if there's any weird people playing that guy. Not Camball, what the hell? Gimball, like Wimbley. If you have 2 different named tokens, you draw 2 cards. Divination. If you have 3, it's, you know, draw 3. It's really good. It's, you know, 1 mana less for Harmonize. 4 or more, I'm crashing out. I'm shotgunning the table. Case of the Locked Hothouse. 3 green for an enchantment case. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. Oh, great. To solve the case, you control 7 or more lands. If unsolved, solve at the beginning of your next end step. Solved. You may look at the top card of your library at any time, and you may play lands or cast creature and enchantment spells from the top of your library. Absolute Cinema. Vizier the Menagerie? Nah, bro. Oracle Moldaya? Get out! Who needs Vizier when you can pay a visit to your hothouse for $5. For $5, chat. Generic green garbage. Oh, what's next, chat? On the trail. 1 green for an enchantment. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, jeez. We just started, dude. We just started. We literally just started, and I'm already losing it, dude. I'm already losing it. How? This can be like a budget exploration. 1 more mana can also trigger on your opponent's turn. Or I guess like a budget burgeoning is a better example. Because burgeoning is just whenever opponent plays a land, you can put 1 on the field. You gotta draw cards to trigger this. I guess that makes it better late game. Because, you know, everyone says burgeoning is bad early game. Or no, burgeoning is bad late game. Because, you know, late game, no one is playing lands. And or you just don't have lands to profit off of it. I feel like when some green cards are designed, they're only thinking mono green. I mean, I don't disagree. I mean, frankly, mono green is still like it low-key feels like mono green can do a lot of things that it should be able to do, but you know. Pick your poison. 1 green for a sorcery. Each opponent sacrifices an artifact of their choice. Or each opponent sacrifices an enchantment of their choice. Or each opponent sacrifices a creature with flying of their choice. I have this like Atraxa Super Friends deck. And one of the cards I play in that deck is a simple card called Innocent Blood, right? 1 mana sorcery, each player sacks a creature. And that's it. That's the whole card. So what people don't realize is that this card is Ancestral Recall. Huh? Like actually. Because for 1 mana, actually, it's actually not even that, because if you have a creature, you're going down in card advantage as well. So if you don't have a creature, you go up in card advantage by 3. You spend 1 card to make every opponent lose 1 card. So you went up in card advantage by 3, right? The downside of this is that, you know, you can't have a creature, or otherwise the amount of card advantage you gain is down by 1, right? You kind of want to play this only when you don't have a creature, right? Pick your poison. Oh no. Only affects opponents. Like this, like dude, what's crazy to me is that this card is kind of like ramp in a way, because if you choose the each opponent sacks an artifact mode and every opponent sacks a mana rock, you set every opponent behind on mana, which is the same as if you put yourself ahead on mana. But oh, by the way, it's actually like better, because destroying your opponent's mana rocks hurts them way more compared to you ramping by 1 land. And oh, by the way, it also just has way more utility by making your opponents also sack enchantments or flying creatures or just non-artifact mana or non-mana rock artifacts. I can also kill the One Ring, one of the few cards that can actually do that. Those mana rocks we all played on turn 2, yeah, they're gone now. For 1 green mana, Ancestral Recall in green. Like, actually. People don't realize that because everyone kind of, like, thinks, you know, card advantage or tempo is like a meme in Commander. It's not. It matters a lot, I promise. Slime Against Humanity. 2 and a green for a sorcery. Create a 0/0 green ooze creature token with trample. Put X +1/+1 counters on it, where X is 2 plus the total number of cards you own in exile and in your graveyard that are oozes or are named Slime Against Humanity. A deck can have any number of cards named Slime Against Humanity. So finally, every color now has a version of the Relentless effect, I believe it's called, where it's you can have any number of these cards. Is it powerful? Not really, to be honest. Green's whole thing is that you want to play creatures. If your deck has 30 of these, guess what you don't have? Creature cards. Playing Slime Against Humanity actually like hurts you a lot because you lose a ton of synergy in green with all of your like when you play a creature, draw a card, go tutor for your creature, right? You lose all that. So to be honest, this card is actually not that good, but it is a innovative design because it is the first card green has gotten that it is the first card that green has gotten that has the any number clause. Undergrowth Recon. 1 green enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, return target land card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. You might look at this and say, Bounce Man, why would I play this? The land enters tap, Bounce Man. Why would I play this when I can play one of my 7 different variations of Crucible of Worlds? Why would I do that? I'll tell you why. Because this thing does not count as your land drop of the turn. A Crucible of Worlds, if it was ramp and not like, oh yeah, you can just play lands from your graveyard, whatever, who cares? Recon is very good. The land enters tapped. I'm actually happy about that because green, this thing would actually be like nuts if the land entered untapped. But guess what, chat? If you don't like the fact that the land enters tapped, don't worry. I got a solution for you. A funny card called Spelunking. However, I will say, gorgeous art. Gorgeous art. I will say, gorgeous art. I'll give you that, Ryan Pancoast. Props to you. Moving on to Fallout, chat, with, I think, what is the biggest number of cards of any color got in the set? With 4? Bighorner Rancher. 4 and a green for a human ranger creature. Vigilance. 2/5. Tap. Add an amount of green equal to the greatest power among creatures you control. Sack this creature. You gain life equal to the greatest toughness among other creatures you control. I will say, the fact that it's a 5-mana mana dork makes it honestly like not that good. We've had a few fat dorks in the past where they can add a crap ton of mana, but they cost a lot. The best one I can think of is Accomplished Alchemist, where you can add X mana of any one color, where X is mana life you gain this turn. This card is 30 cents because no one plays it. That might be because no one plays green life gain decks, as opposed to the fact the card's bad. I never got to tap Rancher because he instantly got killed. Well, guess what? Don't you worry, because the designers plan for that. If someone decides that, whoa, hey now, Bighorner Rancher is a must-kill threat, don't worry. You can, at the very least, get a bunch of life. Always have an out, chat. Like, it's just, it's ramp that scales with your board state. You know, the bigger creatures get, the more mana things the thing adds. And oh, guess what? If someone decides to cast a Wrath or anything, you can gain a bunch of life because why not? Okay. Yeah. Rampaging Yao Guai. X green for a bear mutant creature. Vigilance and Trample. This creature enters with X +1/+1 counters on it. When this creature enters, destroy any number of target artifacts and or enchantments with total mana value X or less. You know what's funny, chat? So artifact lands, right? If you have an artifact player at your table and he's drawn like his, his Great Furnace, his Seatless Synod, 3 mana, you just cast this and blow him up. You don't even gotta pay X into it. Just blow up all artifact lands that don't have indestructible. So, guys, I have a problem. Right? I really like Band of Progress because I hate artifacts and enchantments. But I want to be able to play artifacts and enchantments myself. Band of Progress keeps blowing up my own artifacts and enchantments. Can you solve my problem? Well, don't you worry, citizen. I have the perfect solution for you. Rampaging Yao Guai. You can destroy a number of artifacts and enchantments equal to total mana value, equal to the amount of mana you spent to cast Rampaging Yao Guai. Now, you too can play artifacts and enchantments and ensure your opponents never get to play them themselves. Potato Farmer. What's this guy do? 200 grand for a zombie mutant peasant creature. Landfall. Whenever a land control enters, you may get 2 rad counters. Tap. Put target land card in a graveyard that was milled this turn onto the battlefield under your control tapped. When lands enter, you get 2 rad counters, right? I'll remind you all, Radiation. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, if you have any rad counters, mill that many cards. For each non-land card milled this way, you lose 1 life and a rad counter. Right? Okay. Alright, cool. You know what's funny? This guy does not specify your lands. So if an opponent mills lands, you can take lands from their graveyard. So now green can also steal things from your opponents. Great. Honestly, this guy is once again not super strong, but it is design space where you can now recur lands from your graveyard as ramp, not as like just lands for turn. Well rested. 1 green for an aura enchantment. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature has. Whenever this creature becomes untapped, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. Then you gain 2 life and draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. What if you wanted to be a Dark Confidant, but God said untap, but also gain 2 life, and also get 2 +1/+1 counters, and also don't lose life? I'm moving on, chat. I want to say about this card. It's just like, here's a bunch of random effects that are good for 2 mana. Wow. Drawing back 2 green for an aura enchantment. Enchant creature. Equip ability to activate. The target the enchanted creature costs 3 less to activate. Why? Aura spells you cast that target enchanted creature costs 3 less to cast. Why? Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 for each aura and equipment attached to it. White and red are the equipment colors. Why is green getting equipment support? Why does this thing have the ethereal armor clause doubled that also works for equipments and auras, not just one or the other? Dude, I can't. What? Why are we here? Just to suffer. Why? White green equipment cast support. Oh! That's what it is. The cast needed the help, chat. That's what it was. We needed our green dinosaurs to have hammers bounce, man. Of course. Well, I should have known. Dude, I don't know what to say. Like, what? Why? This should be a white card. This should be a white card. Equipment has always been White's thing. Auras are more of White's thing. I know green started, green started the whole Enchantress theme. Huh? But auras in specific have always been White's thing, not green. And then the +2/+2 text is literally ethereal armor, but doubled, because why not? I guess it doesn't get first strike, and it's only auras attached to it and not enchantments in general. But armor doesn't make my auras cost 3 less to cast, so yeah. Moving on to Outlaws of Thunder Junction, chat. I'm gonna lose my will to play anything other than mono green by the time this stream is over. 1 green for a legendary plant druid creature. Landfall. Whenever a land control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Okay. That's not too broken. 3 green. Double the number of +1/+1 counters on each creature you control. Okay, I mean, it's counters. That's been green's thing always. I feel like 5 mana is a little too cheap for this. Real quick, I kind of want to see what other cards double counters. Honestly, seeing the Colonian Hydra makes me kind of calm down a bit about Bristly Bill. Then again, Bristly Bill is $40, so maybe that's not how I should feel, and I should be flabbergasted. Freestrider Lookout. What does this thing do, dude? 2 green for a human rogue creature. Reach, 3/3. Whenever you commit a crime, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a land card from among them onto the battlefield tapped. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. This ability triggers only once each turn. I should mention, chat, land fraud is not a crime. I should mention that. Land fraud, cheating lands out, ramping lands, all that shit, does not count as committing a crime. Committing crimes is targeting opponents, anything they control, and or cards in their graveyards is a crime. Land fraud does not count. Honestly, the fact that it's like crime based makes her like not that good. Green actually like does not commit with that many crimes. Thank God. The last thing we need is Green getting a bunch of like ravenous chupacabras that are undercosted and are like 3-minute 8/8s and have vigilance and trample and haste for some reason, even though Green is supposed to be the big, slow, lumbering color and not the fast color. And yet for some reason, Green keeps getting haste. I don't know why, but they do. Inner peace. Inner peace. Inner peace. Outcaster Trailblazer. He's got an iguana. 2 green for a human druid creature. When this creature enters, add 1 mana of any color. Okay, so it's actually 2 mana. Okay. Whenever another creature you control with power 4 or greater enters, draw a card. Oh, wonderful. Great. It's got plot, chat. You may pay 2 green and exile this card from your hand. Cast it as a sorcery on a later turn without paying its mana cost. So, you can pay 3 to cast it for free on a later turn. Which means, if you cast this for 0, you ritual yourself for 1 mana in green. And oh, by the way, it's a card draw engine. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oxygen to my brain. It's getting cut off. Like actually, I'm not a joke right now. Wait, chill, hang on. This is a ritual. Granted, it's a ritual for only 1 mana. But it is a ritual. In green. Why? What's next? A gun to my head? Railway Brawler. What does this guy do? 5 mana for a Rhino Warrior creature. 5/5. Reach. Trample. Whenever another creature control enters, put X +1/+1 counters on it. Where X is its power. I don't know what to say, dude. What are we gonna say? Creatures get counters and doubles their power. That's not a new design. It's just really good. It's really strong. I'm crashing out right now, chat. I'm sorry. I can't help it. Savvy Trader. Who is this? 3 green. 4 mana for a human citizen creature. When this creature enters, exile target permanent card from your graveyard. You may play that card for as long as it remains exiled. Spells you cast from anywhere other than your hand cost 1 less to cast. This text is a blue and red thing. I mean, she's still an Eternal Witness. You might see this and think, okay, well, it's 4 mana. E-Wit is 3. Plus, she only gets back permanent, so she's not that good. But she makes spells you cast from exile cost 1 less. So even though she costs 4, the spell you're exiling costs 1 less. So you actually are still only having to pay 3 mana to recur the thing. And keep in mind, this was primarily a blue and red effect. Tower Winder. Oh! Remember this guy? 1 green for a 1/1 reach Death Touch snake creature. When this creature enters, search your library and or graveyard for a card named Command Tower. Reveal it and put it into your hand. If you search your library this way, shuffle. You can just grab your best land. And also get and kind of get an amazing blocker. Is he powerful? Not really. He's like $2. 2 mana 1/1 reach Death Touch is actually like a kind of really good stat line in my opinion, because like the value of Death Touch drops off significantly as you get bigger and better creatures. When it's on these like little rinky dink like 1/1s, Death Touch is like amazing. And oh, by the way, it replaces itself and grabs your best land. You know, you're in 5 color, go and get a rainbow land into your hand. Of course, this card is also terrible if you already drew Command Tower, so there's that as well. Moving on to MH3, chat. We're not even halfway done with green yet. I'm already losing my sanity, dude. Desert Warfare. 3 green for an enchantment. Whenever you sacrifice a desert, and whenever a desert card is put into your graveyard from your hand or library, put that card onto the battlefield under your control at the beginning of the next end step. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 5 or more deserts, create that many 1/1 red, green, and white sand warrior creature tokens. They gain haste. Honestly, I like it, but it should have been red. You know what? I agree. Actually, like, this would have been a very cool red card, and like wouldn't have felt like broken at all in red. I mean, I guess the land coming onto the field would be kind of like OP for red, because that's not really a red thing. But does green need this? I don't think so. Disciple of Freyalise. 3 green, green, green for an elf druid creature. When this creature enters, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, you gain X life and draw X cards, where X is that creature's power. But guess what, chat? It's also a land! One less card slot that you have to decide between playing a land or card draw, because you can run both in one card. Disciple of Bolas? Nah, bro. Disciple of Freyalise. Even though Freyalise's thing was like nature and not killing creatures to eat their meat. This card is so badly designed. You throw in every green deck, no questions asked. Oh, I know. Don't worry. Like, it's an overcosted Disciple of Bolas, but the overcosting doesn't matter when it's to like this degree, when green already makes so much more mana than black does. Like, I mean, and also Disciple has a slightly bigger body, so there's that as well. A 4 mana 2/1 sack creature, gain X life, draw X cards. 6 mana 3/3 sack creature, gain X life, draw X cards, and oh, by the way, it's also a land. Like, I wouldn't care about this card if it wasn't also an MDFC. The fact that it's an MDFC and is also, like, somewhat decently costed. If it was 7, right? If it was 7, I might not even care that much. 7 might be the 1 mana it needed to feel like, okay, it's not really that pushed. But 6 is, like, not that big of a deal for green. Dude, it really isn't. It really isn't. And the land can also enter untapped too. Yeah, it's not even like, oh, it's a tap land. No, you can pay 3 life and just have it enter untapped. Why? Fanatic of Rhonas, chat. 1 green for a snake druid. Add 1 green. Ferocious. Add 4 green. Activate only if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. And it has Eternalize for 4. Meaning it comes back as a 4/4. So it auto-fulfills the ferocious requirement. This is just great design, honestly. No, it's not. It's okay. It's great design in the sense that it's a clever use of mechanics, right? Oh, ferocious whole things that you need power 4 or greater, and Eternalize makes it power 4. That's cool. But it's not a good design because it completely eliminates the need for you to actually like design around reaching ferocious. Like, that's not a good design. That's horrible. It'd be like if we had instant sorceries that made creature tokens that were copies of like Young Pyromancer. And like tons of instant sorceries made the payoffs for casting instant sorceries. Like no, it's not good design. This card was overhyped for 1 mana dork and running only 1 mana once go high mana ramp spells. I agree. Like, it's not... 2 mana dorks are a lot worse than 1 mana ones. But, I mean... I think they knew that. Call me crazy. I think they might have been aware of that fact. I'm not sure. Flare of Cultivation. 1 green, green for a sorcery. You may sacrifice a non-token green creature rather than pay the spell's mana cost. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards. Reveal those cards. Put 1 onto the battlefield tapped and the other into your hand. Then shuffle. My opinion, I don't think you need to sack a creature at all. Like, you can now run 3 cultivates. If this costs 4 mana, yeah, it's terrible. No, it wouldn't be on here. But the fact that it's 3 mana means now you can play 3 cultivates in your mono green decks. The best ramp spell in the game, in my opinion. I know, I've seen like a lot of hate for cultivate lately. And frankly, I kind of don't like it. Cultivate will always be a staple for me. Alright? You need your land drops, bro. If you ramp and then you proceed to miss your land drops, your ramp was just a horrible land. Turn 2, if I cast a Rampant Growth, and then turn 3, I missed my land drop. My Rampant Growth essentially was a land that says, Pay 2 mana to play me, and also enter tapped. Cultivate ramps you and also ensures you get land drops for future turns. It's very good. Cultivate is a very good card. And now, you can play not 2, but 3 of them. For that extra consistency that we all know green needed. What's next? Can it get worse? Can it get any worse? Oh yeah, it can. Sowing Mycospawn. 3 and a green for an Eldrazi fungus creature. Devoid. Kicker for 1 and a colorless. When you cast this spell, search your library for any land card and put it onto the battlefield, untapped. Then shuffle. When you cast this spell, if it was kicked, exile target land. Exiling lands is cool though. I agree. Exiling lands is very cool. Not in green. People who were here when I was at like 1K during MH3 preview season, like I was hard writing for there to be ways to exile lands because green now has like 6, 7 different cards that let them get lands back from the graveyard. Destroying lands like isn't even enough anymore. You actually need ways to exile lands, like actually, because destroying them isn't enough because they can just run so many cards that let them get their lands back. So this is the solution for that, but in the color that didn't need it. Like, we need ways to exile lands in like red or black, and the best exile land card I can find in red is like Territory Forge. When you cast it, exile their artifact or land. If you exile their Field of the Dead, you get to tap Forge for 1 colorless. You don't even get the whole like make zombie things. Like the best exile removal I can find outside of green is this. It's a 6-mana instant, Devoid. You exile a creature in a land. So for 6 mana, you know, 3 mana per thing, kind of feels not great, but it is exile, which is relevant as an instant. Honestly, it's really like not even that good, but it's the best I can find. Like actually. Also, art is gorgeous. The art is so good. And also, Mycospawn fetches a land for you. So it's land removal and land fetching. It's 2 things. It's 2 things in one. Fetch Wasteland makes it a double stone brain. Oh my god. Oh my god. And then you also get a 3/3. That's that power, chat. I do legit think we actually do need ways to exile lands. Not on green cards, dude. He's a little confused, but he's got a spirit. 6, 2 in the green for a tree folk creature legendary. 2/4 reach. Whenever 6 attacks, mill 3 cards. You may put a land card from among them into your hand. During your turn, non-land permanent cards in your graveyard have retrace. Salesman, I have a problem. I keep drawing too many lands, and I can't play them fast enough. My lands don't have enough uses. Don't you worry, concerned citizen. Now with 6, all of your lands can be eternal witnesses. I feel like they were trying to make a color for beginners, and that became a color identity. I mean, like, yes, maybe. I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't tell anymore. I don't have anything to say, dude. What's the design here? What's the design? Oh yeah, you know, lands are make your lands do bullshit. Green can always get back anything in the graveyard. So let's just make 6 land draw engine, and also recursion for give all your lands retrace. I'm losing brain cells, bro. Green isn't a color for beginners. It's a color for winners. I'm gonna steal that. I'm stealing that so hard. I legit don't even know what to say. Like, all these cards are either, like, so far beyond pushing what green is allowed to do, or it's, like, some absurd busted effect that green did not need. The only bad cards that we've covered so far are, like, Tato Farmer and Slime Against Humanity, I guess? That's kind of it. Every other card has been like, what the hell? What is this? Monstrous Vortex. What is this? It's 20 cents. It can't be that good, right? 3 green for an enchantment. 4 mana total. Whenever you cast a creature spell with power 5 or greater, discover X, where X is that spell's mana value. What? 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 Dude. What? What? Maelstrom Nexus. You have to be in all 5 colors to cast this spell. The first spell you cast each turn has Cascade. Monstrous Vortex in only green and 1 mana less. If you cast a big creature, you discover, which is a better version of Cascade. Where if you don't want to cast a card, you can just put it into your hand and get the value anyways. You're in green. You have big creatures. Chat, this is a Maelstrom Nexus where you only need to be in 1 color to play it. That can trigger multiple times a turn, where you get a better version of Cascade for 1 mana less. And it's 20 cents. It's 20 cents. It's 20 cents, chat. If that does not tell you how pushed green is right now, you're beyond help. Find God. Find Jesus. Find Richard Garfield. Find something, someone. Find a purpose in life. Change the world. My final message. Dude, Maelstrom Nexus has so much aura, and green gets one for 1 less mana, and it triggers multiple times a turn, and the Cascade is a better version of itself. Like some green copium person might come in here and say, no, Bounce Man, it's balanced because you gotta play creatures of big power. Guess what, bro? You already want to play big mana value spells in the first place to chain big mana value spells. The whole point of Cascade is to cast big spells, so you chain into more big spells, not little rinky-dink lightning bolts or whatever. Shifting Woodland. This land enters tapped, unless you control a forest. Tap. Add green. Delirium. 2 green. This land becomes a copy of target permanent card in your graveyard until end of turn. Activate only if there are 4 more card types among cards in your graveyard. You can now fetch a land that can essentially reanimate any permanent in your graveyard, but hold on, you need Delirium. I mean, that's fine, right? It's not like green is a self-mill color, right? Green's not a self-mill color, right? I mean, no. I mean, green is not really super good at playing self-mill. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, maybe green cards might end up in your graveyard somehow. I mean, it's not that good. I mean, guys. I mean, look. Green's whole thing. Use 2 creatures and ramp lands and play them. It's not that good, guys. I mean, come on. It's green. Black and blue are the main mill colors, guys. It's black and blue, not green. Like what? It's not that good, guys. Like green doesn't self-mill. It's not. Modern Horizons 3, chat. Moving on to Bloomburrow. Peerless Recycling. 1 on a green for an instant. Gift a card. Return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. If the gift was promised. Instead, return 2 target permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. But hey, it's balanced because an opponent draws a card. Can we skip the rest? No. Believe me, I want to, but I gotta be fair here. Scrap Shooter. 1 green for a Raccoon Archer 4/4 creature. Gift a card! Reach. When this creature enters, if the gift was promised, destroy target artifact or enchantment an opponent controls. Chat, I think Rex Sage stopped being good. The body is just not good enough. But wait, this is a 4/4 with reach. Oh, but they draw a card. Okay. Gift your best friend a card to destroy somebody else's card. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. So you don't have to gift the card to the controller of the permanent you destroyed. So if a Brawl player has a Soul Ring and Etali player has nothing, I can destroy the Brawl player's Soul Ring and give the card to the Etali player. That's kind of funny, I guess. This card is low-key a fun politics card. You know what? I agree. That card's kind of funny. It's also just a way more relevant body compared to Rex Sage. Wear down. 1 green for a sorcery. Gift a card. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. If the gift was promised. Instead, destroy 2 artifacts or enchantments. Once again, you blow up 2 things and give someone else who was not in the crosshairs at all a free card draw. Moving on to Assassin's Creed, chat. Nothing! Let's go! Assassin's Creed gave green nothing! We take those! We take those! Moving on to Duskmorn, chat. Hedge Shredder. 2 green for an artifact vehicle. 5/5. Whenever this vehicle attacks, you may mill 2 cards. Whenever 1 or more land cards are put into your graveyard from your library, put them onto the battlefield, tapped. Because of course, Crew 1. Crew 1, chat. 1. Not Crew 3, like every other 5-power vehicle is. No. Crew 1. All of your Llanowar elves and friends can crew this thing. And probably get you 1 land a turn at least. And that's assuming you run no other cards that mill you in your green deck. At least make me tap down my, like, somewhat relevant creature, not a mana dork to ramp probably 1 land on average, maybe even 2 if I get lucky. And that's not counting all the other cards I have that mill me. And oh, by the way, the card doesn't even need to attack to get the lands on the field. I can't deal. I can't deal. I can't deal, chat. I can't deal. Ah, yes. My 1/1 hamster turns to an absolute Menache. Eat your heart out, boo. Or no, eat their heart out, boo. With your Hedge Shredder. Kona, rescue Beastie. 3 green for a legendary beast survivor creature. It has survival. At the beginning of your second main phase, if Kona is tapped, you may put a permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield. And it's a 4/3. It has to be tapped, so it has to swing and survive, or, you know, you gotta have like a Springleaf Drum, or I guess like a Ceruli Caretaker. You know, tap it through her to add 1 mana, okay. Or just use the crew something, like your Hedge Shredder. Honestly, this guy like doesn't really bother me that much. I mean, cheating permanents into play, there's like so many green cards that would do that at what feels like a better rate without needing to build around tapping this thing. Like, dude, what is it? Last March of the Ents, just pay 4 more mana, draw like 10 cards, and cheat all your creatures into play. I guess Kona can cheat non-creatures into play, like artifacts and enchantments, I guess, but you're probably cheating a creature into play anyways, so not sure how relevant that is. Like, I feel like there's just better cards that do what Kona is doing without needing to build around them. So, yeah. Overlord of the Hauntwoods, chat. 3 green for an enchantment creature avatar horror. It has impending 4 for 1 green. If you cast the spell for its impending cost, it enters with 4 time counters and isn't a creature until the last is removed. At the beginning of your end step, remove a time counter from it. Whenever this permanent enters or attacks, create a tapped, colorless land token named Everywhere that is every basic land type. The Daddy of Domain. The one saving grace of green is that you know that if you can somehow survive the onslaught of giant, fat green creatures and survive the onslaught of land ETBs triggering their landfall, you can at the very least cope with the fact that eventually they're going to run out of lands to tutor for. So at least you know there is a point where they no longer have lands to fetch, and therefore can no longer trigger their landfall stuff. Overlord of the Hauntwoods proves that now even that cannot save you. This is a creature that makes tokens of lands. No longer can you depend on the safety of knowing that eventually the green player will run out of lands to trigger their landfall. Because now, going forward, they might just be able to get creatures that make lands. Springheart Nantuko. Oh, you're right, actually. Oh, you're so right. Wait. Dude, Springheart Nantuko is on this list. I just missed it. I'm so sorry. Springheart Nantuko. 1 green for a enchantment creature insect monk. Bestow for 1 green. Enchant creature gets +1/+1. Whenever a landing control enters, you may pay 1 green if this permanent is attached to a creature you control. If you do, create a token that's a copy of that creature. If you didn't create a token this way, it's okay. Instead, you can make a 1/1 green insect. Not the first green card that makes token copies of creatures. That would go to, I think it's Bramble Dryad? Bramble, oh my god, what's its name? What's its name? Bramble Sovereign. 2 green for a Dryad creature. Whenever another non-token creature enters, you may pay 2. If you do, that creature's controller creates a token that's a copy of that creature. Springheart Nantuko, pay 2 to copy your creatures. And if you bestow her onto a creature, guess what? Just wrathing the board is enough, because now the green player can just make 1/1 insects constantly. Never ends. Never ends! Shriekwood Devourer, chat. 5 green. For a legendary, not legendary, a regular tree poke. Not legendary, no. Trample. Whenever you attack with 1 or more creatures, untap up to X lands, where X is the greatest power among those creatures. Untapping lands is not really new territory for green. Bear Umbra is probably the biggest example, but Bear Umbra is an aura. An enchantment, mind you. This is a creature, and the lands you untap scale with how big your creatures are. I don't know what to say, dude. It untaps lands, and it scales with how big your creatures are. And it's a creature like an untapped mass lands, not like just 1, like with Arbor Elf or something. Tyvar, the Pummeler. 1 green for a legendary elf warrior creature. Tap another untapped creature you control. Tyvar gains indestructible until end of turn. 3 green. Creatures you control get +X until end of turn, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. If there's anything I knew green needed, it was a repeatable Anthem effect. A repeatable, overwhelming Stampede that can also be indestructible. Does not give trample, though. Relevant. I don't know, dude. He pumps your board every turn, and he also has built-in protection. I guess wrath the board and then kill Tyvar somehow. I guess that's the solution. Everything is like melding together in my brain. I've already forgotten the last 5 cards we reviewed, dude, because it all is just like creature pumping, fetch lands at a ridiculous rate, draw crap tons of cards. Like, it's all just blending together in my mind, dude, as like some awful green soup. I'm sorry if it feels like I'm not really covering the green cards to like such a more like in-depth extent compared to every other color, but like, what do you want me to say? It's all meshing together. Am I tweaking, chat? Does it not just feel like all these cards are like the same, or like different flavors of the same effects, or like the same 3 effects of like, it's either recursion, ridiculous card draw, ridiculous ramp, or like some generic value engine. We have Forgotten Cellar, chat, and Walk-in Closet. It's a room, chat. You may cast either half. That door unlocks on the battlefield. As a sorcerer, you may pay the mana cost of a locked door to unlock it. For 2 green, you can get a Walk-in Closet. Once again, you may play lands from your graveyard, because as we all know, green didn't have enough of those. Ancient Green Warden, Conduit of Worlds, Crucible of Worlds, Perennial Behemoth, Ramunap Excavator, Walk-in Closet. Now, you can have 6 different cards in your deck that let you play lands from your graveyard. What else is there, chat? Forgotten Cellar. 3 green, enchantment, room. When you unlock this door, you may cast spells from your graveyard this turn. And if a card be put into your graveyard from anywhere this turn, exile it instead! What? What? This is horrible! Why? Yawgmoth's Will is $160 on the reserve list. Black has never got an effect like that again. Green has 6 cards that let them play lands in the graveyard. And now it gets a 5-minute Yawg's Will, which is actually perfectly balanced, chat, because green ramps way harder than black ever will. Okay, chat, it's almost over. It's almost over, chat. There's 2 more cards. It's 2 more cards. Moving on to foundations. Quilled Greatwurm. What is this? 4 green for a worm creature. It has trample. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage during your turn, put that many +1/+1 counters on it. You may cast this card from your graveyard by removing 6 counters from among creatures you control, in addition to paying those other costs. And it's a 7/7. What? It never ends. It never ends. Spinner of Souls. Tuna green for a 4/3 spider spirit creature with reach. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you may reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. Put the card into your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. You get board insurance. This is somewhat not a new effect. We had Evolutionary Leap in previous sets where you pay 1 and sack a creature to reveal cards from the top and put the card in your hand, and put the rest in the bottom of the library in a random order. Spinner of Souls, you don't even have to pay mana now. It's just you get it. When a non-token dies, reveal cards from the top until you get the creature and put it in your hand. And that's it, chat. It's over. It's over. It's over, chat. It's over. It's over. Alright, calm down. Take a deep breath. Inner peace. Your body's a temple. Your body's a temple. Your body is a temple that turns green cards into oxygen cut off from your brain. Where's green, guys? I have to be fair, chat. I have to be fair. I can't be biased. I can't be biased, even though I probably showed a lot of it in this stream. Poll is up, chat. Vote on green's position in Commander right now. A little too strong. A little too strong. Oh my god. Let's stop and think. Okay, let's stop and think. What can't green do? Instants and sorceries. Right? That's fair? Green can't do instant and sorceries. Green gets the best creatures. Green gets the best card draw. And green gets the best ramp. Which is like rampant card draw of the core of your deck that you need for your deck to be consistent. So that alone puts green ahead. Every color needs a way to be stopped, right? White plays tokens, you can wrath them. Black messes the graveyard, you can graveyard hate them. Blue casts lots of instant sorceries and counter spells. Lots of cards say this card can't be countered. Red, if you survive early game, they probably peter out at the end game. What do you do against green? Lots of their card draw is based off of creatures' power. So if you deny green the ability to get big creatures, you can stop them. The issue is that green ramps so hard, so fast, and they have so much redundancy in everything it wants to do that just 1 or 2 removal spells isn't enough. You have to like have the whole board focus on them, just like a single creature. You cannot allow them to have a single creature at all, because that's all it takes for them to cast a big card draw spell based off of power, and then they're off to the races. If they're allowed to draw 7-8 cards off of one big creature, that's it, they're done. Now, on the bright side, if they only have 1 8/8 and you cast a Terminate and kill it in response to their rich cards expertise, you gotcha them. You gotcha them. That's good. That's really good. The issue is that never happens. That never happens. I literally have had 0 games where a green player casts like a draw cards equal to a power spell, and then they proceed to get like gotcha by someone casting a Terminate. That never happens. It never happens in my games. Maybe I don't know. Maybe my LGS is tweaking out, and that's the issue. Farewell is getting least hate from me. Farewell is actually like a decent way to stop green. So chat, here's the issue. How do you beat green? Someone in chat tell me. Like, it's like someone actually, how do you beat green? Easy, you cast Whirlfire. You exile their lands. Prevent them from getting them back. Acid Rain? Acid Rain. Destroy all forests. True. One small problem. It costs $100. So only whales can afford to beat green right now. You know what's funny, chat? I'm pretty sure Acid Rain literally is the only card that actually blows up all forests. Armageddon. No! Not correct, because with the overabundance of cards green has now that recur lands from the graveyard, there's actually a very solid chance you actually put them ahead if they draw the right cards. There's also a chance that they like don't draw the right cards and it screws them, but at that point it's like boom pile. Huh? At that point you're playing like boom pile. You might save the day. You also might not. Not crazy, right? Is there any other card that says destroy all forests? Nope. Nope, there's not. It's literally only Acid Rain. You want to beat green? Drop $100. Being honest, best ways to beat green for me have been burn effects that burn when opponent draws. Fair. That's actually a good recommendation. Anything that stops players from searching their libraries, I say, is pretty good too. Even Mind Sensor is probably great because it stops all your green players' ramp to a degree. Anything that stops card draw, like Notion Thief. Another one is Alms Collector. Like, if you want to beat green, dude, you actually have to attack their core package. You have to somehow stop them from being able to interact with their deck. You have to stop them from getting card advantage. You gotta stop them from searching. You gotta stop them drawing lands, or you gotta run Acid Rain and drop $100 on that card. Yeah, good luck with that. Chat says 50% for balanced with triple quotes on each side. 36% on too strong needs hate, and 14% on a little too strong. We all, I mean, we all knew this was coming, right? This is not a surprise to anyone. We all knew this was going to happen, right? This is not a new information. We all kind of knew Green was going to be here. I'm not going to lie. Low key, I was hoping that Green actually maybe might have gotten nothing. I guess that was some hardcore Halo. I was huffing some hardcore Halo, chat, because, oh, boy, was I wrong. I felt oxygen get cut off from my brain, not once, but twice. During that whole review of green, dude. Oh my god.